Morning. Got some happy magpies right there. That pile of bones, they're really enjoying that. So this morning, looked out the window, just about daylight, when just barely light enough to see, and I looked out there and I thought, hey, I got that raccoon finally in my trap. Then I looked at it and I thought, well, that doesn't look like a raccoon. Maybe it's a cat. No, that ain't a cat. What is that? Well, show you here. Never caught one of these. That's one good thing about a live trap. You can catch things and let them go unharmed. We got woodsy owl. Man, he's pretty. Look at them eyes. That would be a great horned owl. A little smaller than some of the ones I've seen, but I like this live trap. They, you know, it's a wired dog kennel. I made that this spring, if you haven't been watching for a while, and caught a couple of beaver and a few raccoons and magpies, skunks, now an owl. But anyway, I'm going to let him go before he gets too stressed out and hurts himself in there. Pretty neat. Okay, Mr. Owl, just relax, it's okay. He says, yeah, something big is after me. I don't like this at all. Okay, fella, out you go. Hard to see him in the viewfinder. Where'd he go? He landed on one of them fence posts. There he is. Well, that's neat. Magpies are ganging up on him. Poor fella. Just checked the other two raccoon traps. There's tracks down here, but we got one. He's eating his last chicken. That guy, he should have gone in the live trap and stayed there. I would have turned him loose, but he didn't cooperate. He's way too small to have gotten that turkey, though. So, I don't know. I have to check my camera and see if he was by himself or not. But at least we don't have that problem now with that one. At least there might be more. Who knows?
This is a Bellis meat grinder. I really like it. I'm glad Gary bought it for me. So the first grinding through, I use this plate. It's larger, or a coarser grind they call it. So I did that. And now I'm using the smaller one. And it looks just like you would get something from a butcher.
A lot smaller holes.
Yeah, that smaller looks a lot nicer. And we added a pork roast into this just for the fat. So
this is a, here, hold this a second. This is a pretty big bucket here. I don't know what that holds. Probably 3 gallons or so.
Maybe.
There's a lot of meat here. Like I say, part of it is pork roast. How big was the pork roast? Do you remember? 3 pounds? 4 pounds?
3 pounds.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big pork roast.
No.
And so I'll grind this up, and Gary bought me a new vacuum sealer because mine was misbehaving, wasn't working and stuff. So maybe he can do the vacuum seal 1 pound packages of this. And by the way, he is not allowed to use this to grind mice. Oh. If I find him grinding mice, you'll have to come looking for him.
Meat's meat. It washes.
No, it doesn't. It's gross. No grinder mice in this one.
Oh, no.
So, and I just take a scoop and stick it in here. It's going to be loud now. See how nice it is. This actually reminds me when I was growing up, you actually went to the butcher shop for your meat, a bakery for your baked goods, and then a general store for, like your canned goods and vegetables and stuff. But this is what this reminds me of, is something. This is what hamburger used to look like.
Yeah. Before it came on it grew on a plastic package with a cellophane wrapper.
So for dinner tonight, I'll make everybody's mouth water. I'm gonna do bacon wrap tenderloins.
Bacon wrap poison glands.
Poison glands with some baked potatoes from our garden. I'll probably do some caramelized onions with it. So tomorrow's the last day of deer season. We're gonna try and go out. It's raining right now. He wanted to know if I wanted to go out now, and I told him no, it's raining and cold, and I've got hamburger to grind, so that's my excuse.
Good excuse. Mm-hmm. Cindy got all this hamburger ground up, and this one is a pork roast that we ground up to mix in with it. That's going to put us way over a full bag of grocery bag of deer meat, boneless deer meat. So we did better than I thought we did, really. It was a big-bodied deer, even though he's only a 2-point. Looking at the mountains over there, it's either raining or snowing. I can't tell which. Of the two, as much as I'm not ready for it, I hope it's snowing, because I don't like what I'm smelling. That wind was picking up there the other day when we were looking at what was left of the forest fire, and I smell smoke right now. I hope it's not burning again. The fire crew, they've been storing some of their stuff here on the fairgrounds, machinery and trailers and trucks and that kind of thing. And they called today and wanted to know if they could rent out a couple of these buildings to maybe stay in out of the weather while they're waiting on the fire, make sure it's out. I don't know how that's going. They might do it, they might not. It depends on the weather. But hopefully we get a good rain or a good snow. Put that stuff out. I'm so sick of forest fires. It's just, it's an every year thing. I mean, you get plugged up, you get headache, and it lasts all summer long. And miserable. Anyway, I didn't get very far today. My truck here has been making kind of a weird noise and clunking a little bit. Well, I thought it was a U-joint in the driveline, and I crawled underneath. Everything felt tight. There was no play anywhere. And I thought, that's not a good sign. Maybe it's in the transmission. And studying up on these Dodge pickups of this year, it's a 2001, I guess they are kind of prone to transmission problems. I wish I'd known that before I bought it, right? Anyway, that's kind of my luck. But it still seemed like a U-joint. And my neighbor called me the other day as I was driving by his house, and he says, "Hey, you better check your U-joint." He says, "I hear something." I said, "Yeah, I know. It's loud. I can't figure out where it's coming from for sure." So I took the fairgrounds tractor and I put a chain around the trailer ball here, and I lifted it up off the ground in the back end so both wheels were off the ground, and I could turn one wheel back and forth and watch the drive line, and it's the U-joint. So I'm relieved about that. I was going to fix it today. I went and got new U-joints, but it's too late in the day. I didn't get very far. Anyway, we didn't go hunting today. Cindy was kind of bummed out about what happened yesterday. I haven't showed that yet. I probably will. We tracked down a little buck. He was a spike on one side and a fork on the other. We tracked him down, saw where he'd been bedded down at. She went to shoot, and her gun didn't go off. The hammer didn't fall or nothing, and she doesn't shoot that gun that much. She likes that. Well, if you haven't been watching, she's got two rifles that she uses the most. One of them is a 4440, an 1866 Winchester copy in black powder, and that's the one she's done the best with. She's got 2 bears and I don't know, half dozen deer with it, and she's got this little Sharps rifle. It's a half-scale Sharps buffalo rifle in a 38-55, and we load that also with black powder. And that one, she's done pretty good with that. We've gotten 2 elk with that. And no deer, though. She hasn't shot it for a while. And she went to shoot it, and the trigger pull is so heavy that you can't be accurate. And she pulled and pulled and pulled and thought there was something wrong with the rifle. And there might be, I'm not sure. But it didn't go off. So I handed her my rifle, which is just the opposite. It's got a hair trigger. And it went off before she was ready for it, and she shot about a foot or so over this deer's back, and it took off, and she was pretty disgusted. We tracked it down a little bit further, and there ended up being 2 small bucks there, and she would have had another chance, but there's a house lined up. You don't dare shoot. The house is right in the way behind them. So had to just kind of watch and let them walk away. So today, she decided, heck with it. It's almost over. I'm going to take a break. So tomorrow is October 24th. Today is the 23rd. And it's the last day of deer season tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to get out and try one more last ditch effort and see what we can find. She's up at the house right now. We got that deer butchered up yesterday, and we went in. We bought a couple of pork roasts, big pork butt roast to grind up along with the hamburger. Deer hamburger, if you ain't never been around it, it's really dry. There's not a lot of fat in a deer, and what fat there is in a deer doesn't taste good, so you want to cut all that off if you can. And pork fat or suet, lard, any of that stuff mixed in with it makes it taste better, and it makes it hold together better. If you're making burritos or nachos or ground beef of any kind like that, it really don't matter. But if you're trying to make hamburger patties, it won't hold together very well. So that's where we're at. Got not much going on today, folks, but trying to do one of these every day. Hillbilly challenged me, and it ain't easy all the time. I'll see you tomorrow, and thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.